Federal Bank and News 18 Network presents Sanjeevani-United Against Cancer.
With an aim to battle a silent pandemic and save millions of lives, News 18 Network, Federal Bank Homage Foundation, Tata Trust and Novartis recently launched Sanjeevani-United Against Cancer to raise awareness about early cancer screening and give an impetus to timely diagnosis.
As per ICMR, the cancer incidence in India is projected to be nearly 3 crores by 2025. That's not way out in the future. It's right around the corner. Just last year, 14.6 lakh people were detected with cancer, and more than 8 lakh people detected with cancer, in fact, succumbed to the disease. The scale of the problem, as you all know, is humongous, and it is our determination to fight this big challenge. Sanjeevani United Against Cancer is really our practical demonstration of our commitment to be able to combat this disease. And starting now and over the next few weeks and several months, we will be in mission mode trying to raise awareness, sensitize people about what it takes to battle against this disease.
The event commenced with a mesmerizing performance by child prodigy artist Advait Kolarkar and tabla maestro Anuradha Pal. As Advait created a piece of art embodying hope and strength, Anuradha came up with a beautiful symphony signifying triumph against the disease. This was the coming together of two geniuses for a noble cause, with the painting by Advait ready to be e-auctioned to raise money for cancer survivors. Lending his support to the initiative was the Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, who delivered the keynote address at Sanjeevani United Against Cancer.
देश में 1,60,000 से अधिक हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर हमने बनाया, और हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर में 13 टाइप की स्क्रीनिंग होता है। दोस्तों, 3 टाइप के कैंसर, सर्वाइकल कैंसर, ओरल कैंसर, ब्रेस्ट कैंसर, हमारी 10 लाख आशा बहन को हमने एम्पावर किया है, उसको ट्रेन किया है। वो घर घर जाती है, 1000 पॉपुलेशन पर 1 आशा बहन घर घर जाके घूमती है। प्राइमरी सिम्टम उसको पता चलता है। 1000 पॉपुलेशन में कौन सी महिला को, कौन सी फैमिली में किस टाइप का डिसीज है, सारी इंफॉर्मेशन उसके पास होती है। कौन से बच्चे को टीका लगा हुआ है, कौन माँ प्रेग्नेंट है, सारी इंफॉर्मेशन उसके पास होती है। वो घर में जब जाते हैं विजिट पर, तब उसके साथ बातचीत में उसको पता चलता है कि वो कैंसर हो सकता है। तुरंत ही हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर पर लाके उसकी स्क्रीनिंग हो जाती है, और स्क्रीनिंग करके और शायद वो पॉजिटिव हुआ तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर मेडिकल कॉलेज हो, डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल हो, वहाँ उसका उपचार हो जाता है। उपचार करने के लिए शायद वो फाइनेंशियली स्ट्रांग ना हो। देश में 60 करोड़ लोगों को आयुष्मान भारत योजना के लाभार्थी के सूची में शामिल किया गया है। वहाँ उसको मुफ्त इलाज मिल जाता है। 42 से अधिक में कैंसर की मेडिसिन में, दुनिया में कहाँ भी जाओ, सबसे सस्ती कैंसर की मेडिसिन इस देश में मिलती है, तो ये देश का नाम इंडिया है। कुल मिला के 90 टाइप की मेडिसिन कैंसर के लिए होती है। इतनी होती है ना डॉक्टर साहब, बड़वे साहब को पता होगा। उसमें से 42 कैंसर की मेडिसिन के लिए हमने ट्रेड मार्जिन फिक्स कर दिया है। उसमें कोई मुनाफाखोरी नहीं कर पाएंगे। और ये कैंसर की मेडिसिन जेनरिक वर्जन देश में 10,000 से अधिक जनऔषधि केंद्र है, वहाँ पर उपलब्ध हो जाता है। लोगों को सस्ता इलाज मिले, टाइम पे उसका स्क्रीनिंग हो जाए, उसको ट्रीटमेंट मिले। हमारे आईसीएमआर के रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक प्रतिवर्ष 14 लाख नए कैंसर के पेशेंट शामिल होते हैं। उसको बेस्ट इलाज मिले, उसके लिए कैंसर हॉस्पिटल भी बढ़ाई जा रही है। टर्शरी केयर फैसिलिटी भी डेवलप हो रही है, 22 जितनी एम्स बन रही है, ताकि डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल से कोई पेशेंट को और रिफ़र करने की आवश्यकता हो तो वहाँ भी उसको इलाज मिल जाए। कुल मिला के एक होलिस्टिक अप्रोच के साथ हेल्थ सेक्टर में हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। मैं मानता हूँ कि आपकी संजीवनी प्रोग्राम, ये प्रोग्राम से डिस्कशन होगा, डेलिब्रेशन होगा, क्वेश्चंस आंसर्स होगा, उसमें से कुछ अमृत निकलेगा और आपका डिस्कशन डेलिब्रेशन के आधार पर जो भी आउटपुट निकले, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि उसकी एक नोट तैयार करके मुझे भेज देना। मेरी अपेक्षा है कि आपका डिस्कशन डेलिब्रेशन मेरी मिनिस्ट्री के लिए भी उपयोगी हो सकता है। आप सबको मेरी ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
मनसुख मांडविया जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आभार आपका। देखिए, न्यूज़ 18 की तो ये पहल है जो हमारे बहुत करीब है, लेकिन अगर फेडरल बैंक, श्याम श्रीनिवासन जी हैं, टाटा ट्रस्ट से सिद्धार्थ शर्मा जी हैं, नोवार्टिस हमारे साथ जुड़ा है, अगर ये सब नहीं जुड़ते तो शायद ये मुहिम जिस पहल और जिस लेवल पर हम करना चाहते हैं वो नहीं कर पाते। आपको क्या लगता है कि और लोगों को भी ऐसे कॉजेस से जुड़ना चाहिए?
अवश्य जुड़ना चाहिए। मैं मानता हूँ कि ये केवल इवेंट नहीं है, इट इज़ वन पार्ट ऑफ नेशनल एजेंडा। ये देश के एजेंडा का एक पार्ट है। मैंने मेरी बात में बताया कि हमें देश के प्रति सभी का, हर नागरिक का कर्तव्य है। यहाँ कोई अच्छा सुझाव दे देंगे, मैं मानता हूँ कि उन्होंने कर्तव्य का पालन किया है। यहाँ कोई हमारी कमियाँ को दिखा के उजागर करके हमारे सामने लाएंगे, मैं मानता हूँ कि उन्होंने अपना कर्तव्य का पालन किया है। देश हम सबका है। स्वास्थ्य ये शायद व्यवस्था की दृष्टि से सरकार की जिम्मेवारी होगी, लेकिन उसमें सहयोगी होना हम सबकी जिम्मेवारी है।
बहुत सही कहा आपने। मंत्री जी, श्याम श्रीनिवासन जी थोड़ी देर पहले जब मंच पर आए तो उन्होंने कहा हमारा इस कैंपेन का ध्येय ही टेस्टिंग और डिटेक्शन है, कि अवेयरनेस बढ़ाएं कि आप कैंसर के लिए टेस्टिंग करिए और डिटेक्शन करिए। उनकी एक ड्रीम है कि वो एक ऐसा AI रूपी कुछ यंत्र बनाना चाहते हैं जो रूरल लेवल पर डिटेक्शन में मदद करे। आपको लगता है कि किसी तरह से ये मुहिम सरकार के साथ जुड़कर रूरल लेवल पर, गांव में, जहां पर डिटेक्शन और ट्रैकिंग में मदद कर सकती है?
अवश्य कर सकते हैं। आज इंडिया में कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऐसा नहीं होगा, कोई टाउन ऐसा नहीं होगा, कोई सिटी ऐसा नहीं होगा जहां चैरिटी से चलने वाली अस्पताल ना हो। हमारी सोसाइटी हेल्थ के लिए जिम्मेवारी उठाती है। अरे हमारे यहाँ एम्स या तो बड़ी बड़ी इंस्टीट्यूट में, टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट का नाम इतना बड़ा बना हुआ है, वहाँ से कोई बड़वे साहब कल प्राइवेट प्रैक्टिस चालू कर दे और एक कंसल्टेशन का वो 10,000 फीस रखे तो 10,000 फीस दे के उसके पास पेशेंट आएगा। लेकिन मैंने ऐसे कई डॉक्टर देखे हैं, वो बड़ी इंस्टीट्यूट में बड़ा नाम होने के बाद भी वो इंस्टीट्यूट छोड़ी हो और बाद में 100 रुपीज़ में अपनी सेवा देते हो, 100 रुपीज़ में कंसल्टिंग चार्ज देते, ये भी टोकन के रूप में। ऐसी कई हॉस्पिटल में वो जाएंगे फ्री अपनी सेवाएं देने के लिए। ये हमारा मॉडल है, इसलिए यहाँ हेल्थ केयर अफोर्डेबल है। आधा खर्च सरकार के सापेक्ष में हमारी जनता ही उठा लेती है। चैरिटी हॉस्पिटल, NGO के द्वारा चलने वाले हॉस्पिटल, कोई फैमिली ट्रस्ट बना के अस्पताल चलाते हैं। पब्लिक पार्टनरशिप से हमें देश के डिसीज़ को एड्रेस करने के लिए कोई मुहिम चलानी हो तो चलानी चाहिए।
आरंभ प्रचंड है, लेकिन ये अभी काम अधूरा है। इस पर हम बहुत कुछ काम करने वाले हैं। ये आपसे वादा है कि आपको कॉन्क्रीट रिजल्ट्स आने वाले दिनों में ज़रूर दिखेंगे। मनसुख मांडविया जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आभार आपका। प्लीज बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज।
थैंक यू।
Sanjeevani-United Against Cancer is an initiative that aims to shift the paradigm of cancer diagnosis from late-stage intervention to proactive prevention. with a clear goal to intercept cancer at its most treatable stages and improve the quality of life for countless individuals. The Managing Director and CEO of Federal Bank, Shyam Srinivasan, shared his vision behind the campaign.
First up, we're launching Sanjeevani on a day that Federal Bank stock has touched an all-time high. So congratulations on that, Mr. Srinivasan. And there's more good news. 14 years of you being at the helm at Federal Bank. And there's another piece of good news, and that Federal Bank has actually made it to the list of the great places to work as far as women specifically are concerned. So on all three fronts, a big congratulations to you, Mr. Srinivasan. How do you feel today?
Thank you, Shireen. Both excited and a little humbled by the occasion, right? I just cast my mind back to what we had in April 2021 at the peak of the pandemic at the Wagah border when we launched the Short of Life campaign. There was a sense, it was overwhelming, right? Because this occasion, at that time we were playing blind. We didn't know how to cure, at least in this, there is a certain distance traveled. There it was completely blind. And today I just look back and I say the bank and partnering with you guys, we made, I think, meaningful progress. We touched over many lakhs of lives. And I do think today could be the start of something very special. When I heard you say that, I think we are poised at a great place. As a bank, from what you described, we are deeply committed to doing stuff that touches society in a real way, right? The most important thing is the last one that you mentioned. Our workforce, we have 43% of our workforce is women, right? And to be an organization that is, I think, the third year in running, a great place to work for women. And if you've seen that number that's come out, we are the only Indian born, brought up, raised in India organization in the top 10. The other 9 are organizations with great pedigree and from across the world. So I'm deeply excited that the bank's women power is at show. And coming to this topic, I think they bring a lot more empathy. And that feeds into the organization's culture of what we want to do for society. So in many ways, we are poised for something special, important, and I think far-reaching. So
Let's talk about why we are here this evening. The out-of-pocket spends of an average Indian on healthcare expenditure is significant. It's still about 50% of GDP. But according to a journal that put out numbers more recently, it talks about how the out-of-pocket expenditure, both for inpatient as well as outpatient, on a monthly basis averages anywhere between 8 to 12,000 rupees. And that is a staggering sum of money. So almost works out to about more than 3 lakh rupees annually as far as the average citizen is concerned. And you know that there is an under-penetration as far as insurance is concerned in the country. And so it's a really important aspect to focus on because, if you can catch it early, if you can ensure that you get the right kind of care, you have access to the right kind of infrastructure, it perhaps could not just alleviate the health burden, but also the economic burden, Mr. Srinivasan.
Absolutely. In fact, I think one of the things as we get deeper into this program, and as a bank, we've spoken on a few occasions, even at the board level, I think we have to start investing in the adjacencies around this. This program will certainly help increase awareness, which is our sort of bigger aspiration. But we recognize that the caregivers and the support mechanism for anybody impacted, we've seen, in fact, one of our board members has almost mandated to construct facilities like a dorm or whatever in and around the cancer hospitals to help people who are supporting, because many of them literally live on the pavement or live by getting some dole or some support, people with not enough privileges. So I think the big development that we want to make in this is, apart from this whole journey of trying to promote awareness and support people, start investing in the adjacencies and help people in a way genuinely the caregiver is not affected massively, at least financially and physically, if they can support. So it is going to be quite a important development in this journey.
No, and you bring up a very important point, because a large part of the spends are actually on account of the non-medical aspects. So it's the food, the transportation, the lodging, as you spoke of, that actually adds to the economic burden for not just the patient, but also for the caregivers. And that really is something that we need to focus on. And we're talking about huge geographical disparities in terms of just being able to access good quality infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure that people can access for specifically cancer treatment. So as part of this initiative and separate from this initiative as well, what have been some of the learnings in being able to build this out?
The lesson we learned from the last round when we did the Sanjeevani one, all our blitz on channels and various platforms helped. But the real last mile, when the guy went in a bus to the local village, literally carted them back to the site to tell them why it is, give them the incentives to take that shot. So I think the biggest exercise for all of us is going to be, as we get united against cancer, is how does the last mile actually go and test, and how do we support them once the test, God forbid, if they detect something? Are we going to support them with some kind of financial support, assistance, simplifying, and then, of course, the treatment related? So this is a lot of work. You know it better. But I, as in federal, is committed to making sure on the ground, as much as possible, using physical force, using technology, we want to try and bring more people really beyond one level above awareness, getting into the, the kind of effort to go and test. And, we have to do a lot there. Our employees have committed. We have actually launched now an employee program where we give voluntary day off for doing volunteering.
Okay.
So on specific days in the bank, they are taking time off to go into local communities and penetrate the message down. So it's not just headlining, but I hope we can reach out to the ground by truly the employees themselves. We about 15,000 of us go out and in the local communities, promote the awareness, but also encourage them to go into the testing. So it's a lot of work that needs to be done on the ground.
And many people would be curious to know that why is a bank deciding to support the cause of cancer? When we talk about the COVID pandemic and we talked about vaccination, it perhaps still made sense because you wanted the economy to restart, and one of the ways of being able to do that was to ensure that more and more people were vaccinated. But why the decision to actually join hands in the fight against cancer?
Yeah, we did think about it. See, the two big themes that we work on is one is healthcare and the other is skilling and education. On both counts, we are setting aside meaningful sums as the CSR expense of the bank and time by employees. Why cancer? You reeled out the statistics. I don't have to say more. It's truly debilitating, and we've seen almost everybody has some instance of somebody, friend, family has suffered this, and it brings a tear. I mean, most recently at the workplace, one of my colleagues, and husband and wife both work in the bank. It was remarkable to see how the lady who was affected, the guy stood by her, they literally fighting it through, raising a family through that. And the story that they related to me, you have to be really hard-hearted not to think about it twice over and say we have to reach out and do something because many are suffering like this. So as a bank, the thought process, if you're focusing on healthcare as a big theme, and if this is something that's so important to India and to lives, why don't we spend a meaningful sum? I think our ESG is not just fancy terminology. The ESG, and this is not just my time, the bank has been quite resolutely supporting social causes for long periods of time. You may be aware, IFC, the World Bank, their largest investment in any organization in the world, the largest single organization is in Federal Bank. Right? Most recently, they went up to, they technically can go up to 9% odd. And they don't do things lightly. They are in it because they believe in our ESG practices. We believe in it. So we are quite committed to it. So I think this is something fits in nicely, and I have to compliment you guys for bringing it up as a theme, and thank you for both our partners as well. So this can be quite big, and we have to do it across many years.
Yeah.
It has to reach lives, turn lives favorably, and hopefully we'll see many more smiling faces and people fought it and come over.
Oh, absolutely. I do hope that it will lead to at least a movement of hope, as well as bringing on board some solutions to the problem that we are faced with today.
A thought that's occurring, and we are looking to create some, it sounds fancy, but some AI-based capability that is going to be under our CSR initiative, which will be maybe many months, years, I don't know, to help in simplifying detection on the ground in the remotest parts of the country. I don't know, it's a long, tall ambition, but we are committed to finding some solution around it and parking some money for that. And I'm sure like-minded individuals, institutions will co-work with us. But this is something that we are committed to doing. It may take a year out, but we are going to do that.
It requires collaboration. It requires deep partnerships, which is what we're hoping to do here today. We forged a very strong tripartite partnership, and we hope that we are going to be able to take this forward. Sham Srinivasan, many, many thanks for joining us here this evening.
It was then time for distinguished surgeon and oncologist Dr. Rajendra Badwe to take the stage and give the audience an overview of the cancer burden in India and share key insights on preventive measures and treatment options.
Cancer is on the rise, and it is the price that we pay for urbanization. The advanced options that are required for treatment of cancers are presently available, and let me stress that early detected cancer, curable cancer, is not very expensive, and that's where we should be heading towards. I urge every individual to have some kind of screening for either oral cancer if one is chewing tobacco, breast cancer, and that's the commonest cancer, and cervical cancer. These three cancers put together constitutes about 2/3 of cancer in India. And let's come together so that we have screening done for these cancers. Once they are early detected, the average life expectancy would be somewhere close to about 80 for those who are treated for cancer too.
Sanjeevani-United Against Cancer is a movement to raise awareness about the crucial importance of early detection through regular screening. A proactive step towards fostering a culture of prevention and well-being to save millions of lives.
Federal Bank and News 18 Network presents Sanjeevani, United Against Cancer.